Ladies and gentlemen, I want to specifically talk about the operations that have been going on in Kampala Metropolitan. You're all aware, last week we were here, there were questions of Bijambia, there were questions of Maging. I gave you a little bit of the successes we had. But throughout the week, different police stations within Kampala Metropolitan conducted operations. The notable one is that, which I will also discuss further, is the operations of Nsangi on Napanga wielding assailants, where we believe we have dismantled the network, and other assailants who are believed to be under the activity of machete wielding, assaulting members of the public are in hiding. And I want to inform you also that we have been able to identify them, and we are looking for them specifically, headhunting, not just randomly arresting persons. So on that note, I want to say that the Kampala metropolitan area have continued to conduct operations aimed at dismantling criminal hideouts, restoring public order, and ensuring safety of residents across the region of Kampala Metropolitan. These operations were carried out in identified black spots known for harboring wrongdoers engaged in unlawful activities such as narcotic substance abuse, robberies, and other related crimes. I'll break down this division, some divisions which carried out very significant operations, and in the areas. A series of coordinated operations were conducted in Goma, which is under Mukono Division Police, Nama Central, and Nachisunga areas. At Goma Jogo Center, 9 suspects were arrested. At Walusubi Center, in Nama Sub-County, 12 suspects were apprehended. In Chitenga, Wantoni, Bengazi, and in Sube, 12 suspects were arrested. In Namuyenje and Nachisunga Sub-County, 9 suspects were apprehended. In Namataba, Namaojoro, and Walusubi, 10 suspects were arrested. At Natabura, in Namamve Industrial Park area, 9 suspects were apprehended. This brings the total number of suspects arrested in Mukono Division to 61. All the suspects were arrested from known black spots where criminals gather to engage in unlawful activities. Several exhibits of suspected narcotic substances were recovered, and the suspects were detained. And I want to inform you that last week they were arraigned in courts of law. Chira Division, that is in Wakiso District, at Chiinda Zone, Chira Municipality, 3 suspects were arrested from a home where narcotic substances were being sold and consumed. We received information of a home which acts as a shop selling marijuana, and we made a raid and arrested those 3 persons and also recovered the items. Police also recovered 11 bundles of rolled substances suspected to be narcotics. The suspects were arrested on Friday. I believe today they will be arraigned in court. Nansana Division, Wakiso, also had an operation conducted under Wamala Police Post, which led to the arrest of 8 suspects from Wamala, Kasumba, Karanzi, Chinyaranda, and Taba subzones. They were found with suspected substances, and they were arraigned in court on Friday. Jinja Road Police Station had operations, and they were conducted in areas of Thailand, Katogo, Cargo areas, Chinawataka. They led to the arrest of 16 suspects involved in criminal activities. Suspects were charged with unlawful possession of suspected narcotic substances and public nuisance. They were also arraigned in court last week. Old Kampala Police Division had 2 separate operations where it conducted, which were conducted in areas of Nakulabye, Chisenyi. 48 suspects were arrested. That is 24 in areas of Nakulabye and 24 in areas of Kisenyi. Several exhibits like narcotic substances were recovered, dangerous weapons like machetes, knives. We also recovered a toy gun. We believe it is used in the robberies. So in total of all these operations, excluding those of Unsanji, over last week we arrested 136 suspects. Many have been arraigned in courts of law, and others are to be arraigned this week, hopefully today on Monday. So we not only do the operations, we have been engaging the communities. And last week, our police in Nansana hosted a very mega engagement, which was chaired by the head of police in Kampala Metropolitan, that is Commissioner of Police Echega. A lot of other DCs were in attendance. We discussed vigilance. We are only appealing members of the public to remain vigilant and give us more information about criminal activities, to help us identify dark spots, areas where criminals frequent. We also talked about addressing family issues. We do realize that many of the suspects arrested youths. Most of them come from broken homes. They either ran away from home, or the parent did not take care of the child and the child is now living on the streets. So we discussed a lot about family to address the problem from the root. We believe with constant community engagement on neighborhood watch, domestic violence prevention will help in reducing these kinds of crime in the future. Now, these operations will continue. We can only inform members of the public that we are committed to continue with these operations and appeal to them to give us more information. On the issue of Unsanji, the police dismantled the network of Panga and Iron Bar paver-wielding criminals terrorizing Unsanji division. The Territorial Police of Unsanji are working together with other sister security agencies. We want to give them credit for helping us and working with us, have successfully dismantled the criminal network that has been terrorizing residents through violent attacks and aggravated robberies. I informed you last week on how we did operations in the area and made arrests of 36 suspects on different allegations. But we were able to identify some of these ringleaders after an attack that happened on the 17th of October 2025, where a mobile money vendor in Manja Cell, Katereke Ward, was violently assaulted and robbed. And her phone was stolen and around 3.6 million was taken. Now, we managed to use many techniques of investigations. We were able to identify one of the assailants behind this attack as Nwagaba Shaban. Now, Nwagaba Shaban was arrested, confessed to the act of robbery, and also an incident where someone was murdered in the areas of Unsanji, and led us to the arrest of his accomplice, one Turinawe, who was apprehended in Mbarara. Now, Turinawe and Shaban confirmed that the items that are stolen, specifically phones during their robberies, are sold to someone within a city center who was also arrested over the weekend. We managed to recover items like phones from that shop. And this, of course, comes back to business people. If you're in an activity of promoting crime, you shall be arrested and charged with being in possession of suspected stolen items and also being an accomplice to a crime. Because we believe these businesses have, like the operation we did last week on side mirrors and guardrails of cars and harriers, which were being stolen and being sold to shops in Chiseka Market. All these people who buy these items will be arrested and charged alongside with these suspects who steal items and sell to them. So The operation was successful, and we know there are others who are still on the run because, as I said, we have their identities and we shall head hunt for them specifically, not just arresting random persons. So we can only appeal to members of the public to remain vigilant and always inform the police when there is an unusual activity.